People ask me the question, why do you call this a movement? And why is this not an organization? Now, Starfish and Spider book actually explains this well to us. The difference between a spider and a starfish is this. If you kill the spider, to kill the spider, it's easy. You just knock his head in. And when you smash his head in, then the spider is killed. But there you find a starfish near Australia, the coast of Australia, where if you cut off one leg of the starfish, then it grows another starfish. That simply means you can never kill that starfish because it duplicates itself. And this is how movements work. So that the DNA of what is needed to have the movement going is in every member of that starfish. And the same we need in every member of those that have been trained through the World Needs a Father movement. So we want to keep it absolutely flat. And that is the main thing between organization and movement. So there's no centralization. It's not a head office telling you, controlling you to know what to do, controlling it financially, for instance, or controlling it by dictating what needs to happen next, etc., etc. We want to outsource that power, you could say, to everyone that has been trained. Everyone that has been trained must have the sense that from me, it should flow to my neighborhood. Persons next to me, to my church, to my school, to wherever I'm engaged in, to my company. So every person takes up responsibility. That's why we do not create a big staff body, because we want it to be volunteers working in the movement, taking up this passion, wanting to make the world a better place. And therefore, you've got to understand to never be a gatekeeper by trying to control things and trying to determine everything, but to spread the news as far and wide as possible. That's why we also believe in copyright. Means you simply have to copy everything that we give you, workbook, we give you slides, etc., etc. Obviously, if a book is published by a publisher, you cannot copyright and that, because or it has copyright and you cannot distribute that wildly. But copyright to us means you have a responsibility to duplicate everything that you have received. And that's why we do not control things too much, also even on the level of resisting people that want the information and the copies of the workbook and, for instance, the PowerPoints. So we try to be as broad as possible, as wide as possible, and not centralized power at all. Related to different countries, this means that there is not one head office in one nation. Every nation has got his group of people, we call it the team that must stimulate the movement in a country, and the team that must help everyone as far as possible to get to the content, to get trained and to be exposed to the content that we have. So, which means, if you try to find the head office of the World Needs a Father, go and look in every nation, and somewhere there's a team. But that team must multiply themselves to that extent that every community will say, I'm head office. It is the fountain of the movement is in my community, and it flows over the homes and the streets and the community beyond to everyone else. Please, we want to encourage everyone to never centralize this. Never keep power in your own hands, but distribute it as far and wide as possible.